Today on People Now, new details about Kim K's partnership with Lyft as part of her advocacy for criminal justice reform.
Sophie Turner as Boy George in a biopic. We'll tell you why Boy George is absolutely here for it.
For God's sake, make a movie for everyone.
Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston co-star in Murder Mystery, and they are all about bringing the Friends gang back together.
This girl is breaking barriers. We're chatting with the first person with autism to compete in Miss Florida.
Plus, Shep is here with details about what we can expect coming up on Southern Charm.
It's all live today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey, happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. Welcome back.
Yeah, back from jury duty.
Didn't get picked.
Nope, didn't get picked.
Thank goodness. Here you are.
It's a long day.
No, you would have been glad to serve as a civic duty fine.
Absolutely.
Last night was another dramatic episode of The Bachelorette. Is anyone surprised Luke P was at the center of the drama again? Of course not. But we were surprised that Hannah broke down and contemplated quitting, seemingly. The whole show, this was kind of going on with that whole drama. Oh, her favorite bad boy, my gosh.
So she surprised everyone by giving him another chance. So we want to know, do contestants deserve second chances on the show? Vote in our People poll or tweet us your answer with the hashtag PeopleNow.
I feel like I know which way this is going to go.
I think so too.
We're going to check in on those results in a bit, and we're going to break down all the drama later in the show. But for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Watch this.
If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine.
Lizzo was certainly shining at the 2019 MTV Movie and TV Awards, which aired Monday night. Her performance is trending on Twitter. The singer gave a nod to Sister Act 2, Back in the Habits, as she performed her hit Juice. Now, Lizzo even brought in backup dancers that ditched the robes just like the final scene in the movie. I loved that movie as a kid, by the way. It was one of my favorites. Jada Pinkett Smith, also a highlight of the award show last night. She accepted her Trailblazer Award. The actress and host of Facebook Watch's hit talk show Red Table Talk was escorted on stage by her son Jaden. She shared how she didn't consider herself a trailblazer at first, but after taking some time to reflect, she came to the realization that everyone has the power to be a trailblazer. She said, quote, "It was because I was comparing myself to all the many trailblazers that I admired, and I realized, okay, maybe we do have something in common. Often we applaud the trails that people blaze in the external world that we can see, but very rarely do we applaud the trails that are blazed in the hidden rooms of the mind that are full of uncertainty, false beliefs, and pain." Very deep.
Yeah.
I love it. Host Zachary Levi's joke about Ray J's infamous sex tape with Kim Kardashian prompted a surly response from the singer's wife, Princess Love. Levi kicked off the awards with a few celeb shout-outs before he singled out Ray J, saying, "And of course, America's other sweetheart, Ray J, from Love and Hip Hop, is here," although I'm sure some of you are more familiar with his work as a cameraman.
Whoa.
As the cameras moved over to Ray J and his wife, she raised her two middle fingers in response. Now, Levi quickly added, "I had to, I'm sorry, it was collectively a great idea." For those of you who may not remember, Kim and Ray J made headlines when their 2003 sex tape was leaked. Kardashian West and Ray J's on and off relationship lasted from 2003 to 2006 before the couple split. He was kind of the cameraman.
Yeah, I'd be mad too if I'm the wife and you're making, it was so long ago.
And imagine that's actually something that she would have to know she's going to deal with, right? That is how people think of him.
Frustrating. And we've had him in and didn't bring it. Just let it in the past, right?
In many ways, that launched Kim K's career.
That is true.
And I mean, for Ray J, I mean, it's something he continues to get acknowledgement for too.
I wonder if deep down he likes when they bring it up, or if he's trying to. When you're married and you don't want your wife to deal with that.
I'd say he doesn't like having to deal with the fallout.
And she definitely doesn't.
She definitely does not. All right, let's move on. Jordyn Woods. She's hoping viewers get to see the real her in the highly anticipated two-part finale of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which will address her alleged affair with Tristan Thompson. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight Monday, Jordyn reacted to the explosive trailer for the finale, saying, quote, "Everyone has their truth and their story, so you just go with it." She went on to say that she hopes to be portrayed like herself, and for now, she's doing her best to stay focused on her future. She adds, "Life moves on, money doesn't stop, the world doesn't stop, and hopefully everyone is just, going forward." She also says that life is short. Tomorrow is not promised, so just always stay as positive as possible. Kind of like just prepping with positive vibes for this.
I know.
In a sneak peek at Sunday's episode, first posted by E! News, Khloe Kardashian wipes away tears as she finds out that her sister Kylie Jenner's longtime best friend Jordyn hooked up with Tristan. You can tell that the family is reeling from the news in this trailer. Kris Jenner insists, quote, "We just need to figure out what the whole full story is, but Kim doesn't need more proof," exclaiming Tristan admitted it. Jordyn's former BFF Kylie is in shock, saying, "I'm just like, what were you thinking?" The trailer ends with a tearful Khloe wiping away more tears, saying, "It just sucks that it has to be so public." Now you don't even have to watch the trailer. Khloe addressed the upcoming episode on Twitter, revealing that she'll be avoiding live tweeting as usual during the episodes, which seems like maybe a good idea during this. I don't really blame her. It would be very tough to relive all of that. Reports of the alleged affair between Jordyn and Tristan first surfaced in February. On March 1st, Jordyn shared her side of the story in a Red Table Talk tell-all interview with Jada Pinkett Smith, who we mentioned before, claiming that Tristan kissed her at an after party at his house. Though she adamantly denied having sex with him, she admitted that the next day, while she told Khloe and Caila that she had been at Tristan's house, she didn't disclose exactly what had happened between them. In the wake of the scandal, Jordyn moved out of Kylie's house and remains largely estranged from the family. A source told People last week that Jordyn and Caila are now friendly, but it seems they will never be as close again as they were, which isn't really surprising. The source also revealed that Khloe, quote, never wants to see Jordyn again. There you go. More Kardashian news. We're learning more about more details about Kim Kardashian's partnership with Lyft to help soon-to-be-released inmates get to work and job interviews. According to TMZ, the rideshare company has committed to helping up to 5,000 released inmates to get to their job interviews. And that partnership was announced last week when Kardashian visited the White House to speak about prison and the hashtag Cut 50 initiative, which is a national bipartisan advocacy group on criminal justice reform. During that announcement, Kim explained that the released prisoners will be gifted gift cards so they can get rides to and from job interviews. Now, the reality TV star added that while the government has taken steps towards helping former inmates get a fresh start, more work needs to be done, especially when it comes to finding housing and jobs. Kim Kardashian is currently studying to become a lawyer, and at the same event, while welcoming Kim to the podium, President Donald Trump predicted that she would one day become, quote, one of the most successful lawyers. He also acknowledged her role in advocating for the passage of the First Step Act, which was signed into law this past December. The bipartisan legislation focuses on divisive issues, including sentencing reforms and an expansion of programs that are focused on helping prisoners not reoffend, such as job training and other things. TMZ also reports that the biggest group of prisoners who have been granted release since Kardashian has started advocating for them is set to be released from prison on July 19th, and that according to the outlet's sources, there is a long-term plan in place to ensure released prisoners will have opportunities for years to come. Now, last year, the reality star successfully petitioned the president to commute the life sentence of Alice Marie Johnson, a non-violent drug offender. That was a really big moment.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of headlines surrounding that. So Kim K.
Love that she's using her platform for an amazing cause.
As much criticism as she receives, she really is kind of going for it with this and seemingly making actual progress. So good for her. All right, more Force and Star Trek.
Yes, we have one more Kardashian update for you. We're kicking off Star Trek today with a little bit of sweat. Rob Kardashian is hitting the gym. On Monday, Rob kicked off a new workout regimen, sharing a photo to Twitter from inside the gym. He was surrounded by ropes, a weight bench, multiple resistance machines. You even see a basketball hoop out there outside the sliding doors. Maybe Rob's gonna ball it up, I don't know. Along with the picture, Rob wrote, "Day one, all good," with a bunch of emojis. Fans were quick to chime in with messages of support, like this one who tweeted, "Hope to see updated pictures of your weight loss journey." We love a good before and after, Rob. Here's one more, yes, go, Rob, go. I'm always rooting for Rob. He's been through a lot, so I'm happy to see him back on this workout regimen. Other fans asked whether Rob felt a push to get in shape for the sake of Dominican singer-songwriter Natty Natasha, who he got kind of flirty with on Twitter earlier this month after she posted a topless photo on her Twitter. That'll get people talking and reacting. Rob has a history of struggling with his weight. In June of 2018, a source told People that he can't seem to get healthy, even though he says he wants to be, and that he was, quote, constantly up and down in his journey. The Insider noted that Rob did lose some weight after his 2017 breakup with Blac Chyna, adding things were looking good for him, but then drama comes into his life or he goes through tough times and he gives up. Rob even retreated from cameras on Keeping Up with Kardashians because, as he told People back in 2016, quote, "I gained a bunch of weight and was super uncomfortable in my skin. The whole weight thing really affected me." Well, we are glad to see him back in action and making healthy choices. Go, Rob. All right, Sophie Turner is so down to play Boy George in a biopic after he raved about her on the Australian radio show Fitzy and Whippa. So he said in part, there's been some really interesting suggestions. One of the most interesting suggestions was Sophie Turner. People will say she can't play you, she's a woman, but when I was 17, I would have loved to have been her. Very interesting. Then Sophie retweeted an article about his comments, writing, "I'm so down." And I would love to see this. I think it would be epic if she could pull it off.
By the look of it, I mean, looks-wise, she definitely could, and you know.
While the biopic doesn't have a title or any stars attached yet, it will be written and directed by Sasha Gervasi, whose previous credits include My Dinner with Herb, as well as the 2008 documentary Anvil: The Story of Anvil. After news of the film was first announced in May, George shared his support of the project in an Instagram post, writing, "A movie at MGM Studios, thrilling." Now, music legends have increasingly found themselves the subjects of high-profile biopics. Rocketman, which tells the story of Elton John's life, has earned $133 million worldwide so far, while last year's Queen biopic, Bohemian Rhapsody, raked in close to $1 billion at the worldwide box office. So we can't wait to see what the Boy George biopic has in store for us. All right, watch this.
Charles is inviting us to spend the weekend with him on a yacht.
Crashing the party with civilians.
You're an actress, right?
Grace Ballard.
I am Nick Spitz. This is my wife, Allison. I can't believe...
Audrey. I'm Audrey.
I said Audrey.
So funny. In Netflix's new movie, Murder Mystery, Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston play a husband and wife duo who go on a trip to Europe together and end up getting framed for the murder of an elderly billionaire. Yikes. It's their second movie together after 2011's Just Go With It, but they've been friends for decades. And just in case you were worried that their chemistry has waned over the years, I think we'll be okay.
So we're gonna take a dippy-doo after this. We're all diving in.
Yeah.
Jen goes first, and then we follow.
You go first, Jen.
Yeah, and then he leaves me there.
He leaves you there.
He goes, sorry, not going.
I do say, how is it? And she's always like, it's so cool. What a mistake.
What a mistake. And she does it in that voice.
Every time.
They're hilarious. They obviously have a lot of chemistry there. Jennifer Aniston made headlines this month when she appeared on Ellen and said there's a chance that a Friends reunion could happen one day, so she gave fans everywhere some hope. Turns out, we're not the only ones who really need a return to Central Perk.
Fans are excited.
Yeah, they're excited. I know. They're excited whether you say no, maybe, or yes. So I just
Friends was a powerhouse.
felt like it was fun to mix it up.
Listen, I told you this. I would do it. The girls would do it.
Yeah.
And the boys would do it. I'm sure. Listen, it's anything can happen.
Everybody on Friends is excellent. Everybody likes them. America is, the world loves the cast. So for God's sake, make a movie for everybody.
Oh my God.
And great ads.
So
And by the
angry.
way,
That was so mafia
Well,
of you.
listen, man.
You heard him, Jen. Just make the movie already. Nobody would complain about that. All right, guys. Twitter is obsessed with this little guy, Bucky. This is so cute. His owner, @AnnaRay22, shared this video of little Bucky, a 4-month-old Rhodesian boxer who tucks himself into bed when he's ready.
That's so adorable.
So cute. I like the end when he kind of like looks at his mom, saying, "Hey, are you gonna join me?" Look at that.
Hey, hey.
That makes me so happy. Does it make you like dogs, Jeremy?
I love dogs.
We know you're a cat person.
I mean,
Anyway, we love you, Bucky, and those are your Star Treks for today.
if I had a dog that would do that. Stay with us. We'll be joined live by Southern Charm's Shep Rose, talking all the hot Charleston drama still to come in season 6. And Busy Phillips opens up about how she embraced fitness and how she's teaching her kids to lead healthy lives. Stick around.
All right, everyone loves a TV gaffe, right? There's whole YouTube compilations of these things out there. We got one yesterday when Kevin Costner accidentally dropped an F-bomb on a live broadcast of the Dan Patrick Show.
It happened when a crew member asked a question about Field of Dreams. Costner took a little offense to the way the question was framed. Just in case anyone missed it, the show tweeted out the moment on their Twitter handle. Take a look.
When you're getting pitched Field of Dreams, when they're pitching you, you're at your peak of stardom. Do you ever think this could be really silly?
What, do you think I peaked? What are you talking about?
No, but like you were...
No,
we can't do that. Yeah, we can't.
The reaction by everyone to the F-bomb is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. And he also realizes really quickly what he did.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. Everyone knows what they can and cannot say on TV. Slip-ups happen in the moment. We were just trying to talk about if we've had, we haven't.
But I've also had to censor myself for parents and stuff in the past. So I have a switch, so I've never actually
easy to kind of
done
turn
that.
off,
but it is funny how the word peak kind of got him fired up.
It really did. We hope he hasn't peaked. We get some other stellar
He is
performances
not.
from him in the future. He continues to do such great work. We love Kevin Costner.
Yeah, he's great movies to his name. You got Field of Dreams, also JFK, Dances with Wolves, Silverado. Do you have a favorite Kevin Costner film?
I honestly, I think of Field of Dreams. Like as a
Mine's
kid, that
Dances
was in
with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves. I remember that being a big deal because like there was the booty shot of him.
Yeah, that will make it memorable.
Well, no, I remember there being a lot of buzz about that.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of people were talked a lot about it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good films.
Maybe.
All right, moving on to this. Rachel Barcellona is set to make history as the first contestant with autism to compete to become Miss Florida. Just spoke with her. We talked all about her journey to the Miss Florida stage and so much more. So take a look at this. Competition is coming up. So what does it mean to you to be the first Miss Florida contestant who is living with autism?
Wow, it's a huge honor, but it's also been a great journey for me because I've been working on my autism acceptance platform for 10 years, and I'm just over the moon, to be honest.
Yeah, we're so excited for you. And obviously beauty pageants are a lot of work. How are you preparing for the competition?
Well, lots and lots of practice, and I'm an opera singer, so I'm constantly training my voice. I'm also honing in on my interview skills, and it's a lot of work.
You live in the Tampa Bay area. You're currently Miss Manatee River 2019. Congratulations. So talk to me about that. What was it like for you winning that title?
I had to compete 2 times before I won Miss Manatee River, and to be honest, I was very lucky because a lot of people, they don't do it 2 times. It's either 15, 20, sometimes 30.
Wow.
So I'm very lucky, very blessed.
That must have been a surreal moment, getting that award. Was it very surreal for you?
I thought it was surreal because I tried very hard to win that title, and it was in that moment I thought people believe in me and I just want to keep moving forward.
You mentioned that you're an opera singer, so talk to me more about your special talent and your opera.
Well, I've always loved to sing ever since I was a kid as well. And of course, I don't want to give away the name of the song I'm singing, but that's always been my talent in the pageants and elsewhere.
Performing at Madison Square Garden, that's incredible. So talk to me about that, and what's your dream when it comes to opera and that aspect of your life?
The Metropolitan Opera. I would love to sing for them. That's been one of my dreams since I was little. I've been going to operas, and that has been another thing, a form of autism therapy, just going out in the world, going to operas to help me conquer my fear of loud noise, because I recall when I was little I would hate fire alarms, and I would just go to operas, and of course they're very loud.
Yeah.
And then I realized I wanted to sing.
Well, we're very excited to hear your song for the Miss Florida competition. You've also done a lot of advocacy work. What would you say is the biggest misconception about autism?
Well, there's a lot of misconceptions about autism, but I would say the biggest one is that we're all the same, and that is constantly portrayed in the media we have today. More often than not, people with autism are portrayed as the boy who is very high on the spectrum and all he knows is how to calculate numbers, and he has no empathy for others, but that's not true. And part of my mission is to speak for women with autism because we're out there, you know. And there's so many, autism is just not one face. It's an entire spectrum. There's so many different types of people.
And in the pageant circuit, do you feel like you've been underestimated before because of your autism?
Definitely. But I don't like to be a victim. I think that's the biggest disability, is to be a victim of your circumstances. And I think that's how pageants shape me, to be strong and to keep moving forward.
Yeah, I love that. You also live with some other challenges though, epilepsy, the neurological disorder, dyspraxia, and a learning disorder. So you are overcoming a lot. Do you ever think, why me? What drives you to continue striving?
Well, I don't really like to think, why me? Even though having all those things, you're very susceptible to it, it's really not going to get you anywhere. So I really like to be strong.
The preliminary rounds of the Miss Florida competition are coming up June 24th to 27th, with the finals on June 29th. So if you win, will you come back on the show for us?
I would love to.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, Rachel. You're so inspiring. We're rooting for you. So go get them. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much.
She is so sweet.
It's incredible.
And so inspiring, so well spoken.
Yeah.
I hope she wins. And she actually just posted this picture on her Instagram of her doing the Skype with us. Like she got her
Look at the
laptop, all of her
trophies and everything, yeah.
I'm now super invested in the Miss Florida pageant.
Yeah.
So we wish her the best of luck.
Good luck to her.
All right, guys, moving on to this. Bravo's hit show Southern Charm, about a group of friends living and loving in Charleston, is currently in its 6th season.
Yeah, joining us now to talk all about the drama is Shep Rose, who's been on the show since day one. Thanks for being here, man. Good to see you.
What's up, Shep?
You're an OG,
Yeah.
all the way back.
5 episodes in. How are you feeling so far about the season?
It's been good. You know, Thomas is not on the show anymore, so there was a hole to fill, and we all didn't want to be the fall guy or girl, but you can't avoid it sometimes.
Yeah.
So keep watching because it gets crazier.
I feel like your storyline's been kind of low-key so far. Is that going to heat up? Is there something you're anxious about that's coming up?
Yes, of course, I'm always anxious because you just never know. You know what you said, and you know what your people you were talking to said. You don't know what people are saying behind your back. So, but that's part of it, and you just have to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about this season? I mean, things are different every season, obviously.
Well, there's little talk of me getting a puppy, and
that keeps coming up today.
Yeah. So stay tuned. It's pretty funny.
Wait, what kind of puppy would you want?
I'm looking at French bulldogs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because they have little personalities I like, and they're lazy-ish.
Have you ever?
That's my favorite kind of dog. Little Frenchies.
yeah.
Have you ever had to house train a dog though, like a puppy?
I mean, with my family growing up,
Yeah,
but
but
I didn't do the heavy lifting.
I will tell you, it's brutal.
Jeremy's doing it right now. And
By watching a friend.
He's having a meltdown.
And I'm already like, I'm one day in, done.
Puppies are hard.
Anyway, hope they're not watching. But we love you guys, great friends.
Stay tuned because it's really funny, the whole puppy process.
Okay, let's get into last week's episode. You got into the spat with Catherine after she and Danny had some tension. You ended up calling her a child. I think it was an effing child. It wasn't in the episode, but in the trailer, it looks like you call her white trash. Is that still upcoming, that moment?
No, they cut that. I'm glad they did, but.
Was that to her that you were talking?
Yes,
you said that to?
It was.
Okay.
I was angry, and she was not treating Danny very well, and in a public setting. And Catherine can be the most charming, sweet, reserved person, or she can be like, nah, and that's the worst version of herself, in my opinion. And she was being that turned all the way up, and that bothered me.
Then you look back and you watch it back. You see all the perspectives. Do you change the way you feel about how you reacted, or no?
Well, yeah. I mean, she's going through a lot, and sometimes you forget all the things she's going through. But as I tell her, I don't know what you're going through because you don't tell me. In friendship, you have to meet someone halfway, and I hope she's learning that lesson because she internalizes all this and then it explodes and expects us to understand.
We don't know where it's coming
we
from.
just don't know. Yeah.
The thing about Southern Charm is all your dirty laundry is just aired for everyone.
Yes,
so another thing we learned this season is Catherine and Whitney had slept together before the season. So that comes out. I mean,
So
did that bring up
funny.
any old feelings for you? You have a history with Catherine a little
no,
bit.
I don't have any like jealousy residue or anything. But it's so funny that he denies it, and it's so typical of Whitney. Like he could just say, "Yeah, it happened. It was a one-off in L.A.," but he just will not do it, which is so funny.
So
He's
he
such
won't
a
even own
weirdo.
up to it?
No, it's so strange, but kind of perfect.
Yeah. Kind of like everyone knows.
Yeah.
But even then, he's still not gonna.
Yeah, like wasn't me, like Shaggy.
Yeah, wasn't me. Sorry, guys. She saw everything. It's all out there. So one more Catherine question. Most recent episode, she kind of broke down to Craig about the possibility of being a single mom if Thomas goes to jail. She normally seems very tough, very strong. Were you surprised to kind of see her break down like that?
Yeah, and I mean, she had another breakdown in front of me. I wasn't on camera, and I was very worried about her. And I was like, let's go out to breakfast tomorrow. I want you to tell me everything, and so I can understand. And we did, and I'm glad we did that.
So do you normally have heart-to-hearts with her, or is it more just kind of lighter tone?
No, well, I mean, again, she doesn't reach out to anybody. I mean, maybe Danny some, and that's what bothered me about the blow up with Danny, because Danny's been very rock solid for her.
Yeah. But you at least had that one heart-to-heart with her off camera.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. If I see her, I feel very protective of her. If I see, let's go sit down and let's talk. That's how I.
I was gonna say, it feels like you're always there for her, and she knows that, which is great.
I think I put her at ease because I turn everything into a joke, and she likes to laugh. So I might not be the best shoulder to cry on, but I'm like Patch Adams or something. Like laughter's the best medicine.
You can at least make it lighter. Yeah. Well, that's nice.
You know from the trailer, just to add more to this drama, is Ashley Jacobs, Thomas's girlfriend from the other season, comes back, which is crazy.
Yes.
What do you think her intention was to come around again?
I don't know. I told her, I was like, you're from like Santa Barbara, California. Go home. Like Charleston hasn't exactly worked out exactly how you would have thought. And Santa Barbara's beautiful, and I don't know. I wish I knew what goes on in her brain.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't.
Yeah, maybe. Switching gears here, you're going to be going to Jax and Brittany's wedding, Vanderpump Rules, in a couple weeks.
Yes, I need a date.
How you do? You don't have a date yet?
I don't think I got a +1.
You don't?
Yeah.
You're invited alone.
You didn't get a +1?
I don't think so. And then so Sheena texted me the other day. She's like, "Save me a dance at Jax's wedding." I was like, "Okay."
Wait,
is that castle and everything?
Yeah.
Right?
Sheena, would anything ever happen?
We've gone out and had a lot of fun together, but yeah.
Okay.
Leave it at that.
Yeah. She seems like a lot of fun. She was in here not long ago.
Oh yeah, we love Sheena.
Yeah,
what insight do you have on Jax and Brittany's relationship that maybe other people don't know, kind of as a friend?
I knew Jax from doing Watch What Happens, and funny story about him. I was with my agent and one of my best friends, and he showed up to dinner before Watch What Happens, and he did not take a breath the whole dinner. I mean, just talk, and it was super entertaining, but it was just so funny. My friend was kicking me under the table, like, this guy's amazing. I was like, yeah, I know, he is amazing.
And the last time they were in here, it was kind of like that, in a really good way, like gushing over each other.
Yeah, no. And then I met Brittany. She came to Charleston for a Bachelorette party, and she's hilarious, and I love her to death. I haven't really seen them together, but I understand their relationship.
Well, they've come a long way.
Yeah,
and made me believe that people can recover from scandal and everything.
Even when it's in the public eye and everything. On Southern Charm, your dating life, it's always kind of a storyline. You even get the
lack thereof.
Or lack, or whatever, yeah. Either way, but you got the spin-off show, Relationship.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to see more of you dating on this season of Southern Charm?
No, I stay out of the fray. I started dating a girl at the beginning of the season, and then I could just tell it was going to become something big, and I almost wanted to spare her the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah,
Like you knew it wasn't going to be
if
long-term,
you're not fully
so
invested in a relationship, you don't want to have it on TV.
Right.
I think.
And you weren't fully invested, or she wasn't, or it was
Well,
just...
she lived in Chicago. I lived in Charleston, and every time she came in town, it was going to be like, are you camera ready? And it's not fair to do that to a girl unless you are, I guess, deeply in love or whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that there's been on our show a couple instances, I won't name names, where girls maybe stayed in a relationship with a guy on the show, or maybe a guy with a girl just to be on TV, and that's something you also have to look out for.
Yeah, so you're considering all these other factors as well. But
there's
people always want to set you up. We're going to put you in the
know.
dating hot seat for a second here.
Okay.
You're single, right?
Yes.
Okay, do you want a monogamous relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I always am looking. I'm not against the theory of it, but I think there's nobody in Charleston currently that rings my bell, so I'm traveling around the world.
Scouring the globe for someone.
What's going to happen if I meet someone? I got to convince them to move to Charleston or something, but that'll be I'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Okay, what's your #1 dating deal breaker?
Lack of a good vocabulary.
Oh, that's actually a really good one.
Yeah. Because you have a great vocabulary.
It can break my heart.
Really?
Yeah.
Has it ruined many potential relationships?
Oh my God. One girl I went out on a date with recently, and I was like, there's this great Steven Spielberg documentary, and she goes, "Who's that?" I was like, "Oh no! How can you not know who Steven Spielberg is?"
Steven Spielberg you speak of.
He's only done every blockbuster in the past 25 years.
Even if you've never seen him, you gotta know who the guy is.
Yeah.
All right, so since you've been such an open book with us, Shep, today we are going to keep that ball rolling and play a little game called Shep's Rep. We are all in. Look at that, a graphic and everything. We're going to give you a topic.
Oh, God.
Then you tell us what you think your reputation is when it comes to that topic, and then you tell us if you agree with the reputation or if you want to clear up any misconceptions. Does that make sense?
Ready?
Straightforward.
All
Here we
right,
go.
so what's Shep's rep when it comes to drinking?
Shot and a beer. That's what I order.
That's a reputation?
Yeah, when I drink beer and I take shots of whiskey.
So it's also true?
Yes.
Reputation's accurate.
What is Shep's rep when it comes to being a good friend?
Oh, I'm super loyal. I hope that's my rep. I mean, I might not be super tight-lipped, but I'm super loyal.
Okay. Oh, no,
Don't tell me everything.
Oh, wait, are you someone that spills secrets easily?
If a real secret that like could really damage you, no. But like if it's gossip, it's fun to dish dirt.
What's Shep's rep when it comes to honesty?
Oh, that's all I have is my honesty.
I think you are kind of brutally honest.
Yeah. Like,
People say that about you, and
I
it's
don't.
true.
I don't want to juggle a bunch of lies. It sounds like a lot of work, you
Yeah.
know. So I don't like doing that.
Here's a hot seat one that I'm forced to ask. What's Shep's rep when it comes to sleeping with someone on the first date?
I mean, I'm down to do it if they are, of course. You know, I'm not gonna force my hand or anything.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, of course.
Southern charm, yeah.
One thing leads to another, you know. It can happen.
Oh, Shep, we love you. Thank you so much for
Feeling is mutual.
Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. And you guys make sure to watch an all-new episode of Southern Charm Wednesday night at the show's new time, 9 p.m. Eastern on Bravo.
Please do.
All right, actress Busy Phillips attended the Shape Body Shop pop-up studio event in LA over the weekend, and during a panel, she opened up about being asked to lose weight for a movie role.
It turns out it was actually a turning point in her life. She hired a very famous trainer, and that's when her fitness journey began. Watch.
In the early 2000s, I was asked to lose weight for a part. I wrote about this in my book, which is not an uncommon thing that happens in Hollywood, although maybe it's getting better now. I don't know. I hope so for young actors starting out. But I was told to lose weight for a part, and they sent me to Gunnar Peterson.
I love you, Gunnar.
And he showed me a way to into fitness by introducing me to spin classes, like showing me the workouts and all of that stuff. I was like conditioned to think that because I didn't play sports in high school, because I didn't like PE, that I wasn't an athletic person.
Put yourself in that category.
Of course, but I think people do that. I think you do. You make that decision. You're like, oh, I'm not interested in that. And finding it like organically has been incredible for me, but I was like told I had to, right? But so for people who aren't told they have to, I would just say to be open to the possibility.
The fitness event featured more than 20 workout classes led by top trainers and celebrity influencers. All proceeds from ticket sales benefit the event's charity partner, Movement Foundation, which helps girls and women build confidence through physical movement.
Busy also shared that even though exercise wasn't part of her life as a kid, her kids have a totally different perspective. Take a look.
I didn't have like a family growing up where, activity and exercise was like a thing, okay? That's just like a nice way of putting it, okay? So it wasn't modeled for me in any way, shape, or form. Like my girls have a different experience because their dad goes to spin class almost every day. They know that, I do my workout every morning. They know that. I feel like modeling behavior for younger generations is so important. And like, that's part of the reason why I post my workouts on the stories. It's not because I'm like, look at how hot my body is. It's just like, this is a thing that I've committed to every single day. I'm gonna do this every single day. You can do it too. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just for me, it's for everyone. Like, everyone can show up every day if that's what they choose to do.
I'm so frustrated. The person that's making her feel bad is Luke. He likes to win, no matter what the cost. What did you say? Just what did you say?
I'm not ever going to lie to your face.
Nobody believes you.
Really?
Stop. Please stop. Everybody thinks it's just Luke that makes me feel freaking psycho and irritated right now. It's all of you. So I don't want to do this.
Chris Harrison just comes out of the woodwork to be there for during that pivotal moment.
So dramatic. You guys, today's Bachelorette recap is presented by McDonald's McDelivery. Download Uber Eats to order.
And now here to break down Monday night's episode of The Bachelorette is People's senior news editor Michele Corriston and Bachelor alum Caila Quinn. Welcome, ladies. Thanks for being here.
What an episode.
What a downer.
Yeah.
Honestly, not a great episode, but there's stuff to talk about, but it was just overall kind of disappointing. It picks up right where we left off. Luke P., Hannah's disaster one-on-one date. Hannah struggling with Luke's questionable behavior, doesn't give him a rose, keeps him around. Caila, do you think the way Luke P. is being portrayed on the show is fair representation of who he is at this point? What do you think?
I mean, yes, it has to be 100% accurate because you can't have this much footage and fake any of that. He is literally the one who's saying all of the lines that make everyone cringe.
He
Do you think
is.
he's the biggest villain that the show's ever seen? I mean, Bad Chad was up there, but
Honestly, did Bad Chad even get this much airtime? I don't know.
Chad was scary. The thing that's crazy about this is that Luke is both the villain and the front runner, which is rare.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's even more terrifying.
Yeah.
And confusing.
So he's sent home. We think the drama's over. Then he comes back to fight for Hannah. Michelle, did you like that he came back? I mean, you probably wanted him to be gone.
We were so close,
I
you
know.
guys.
Yes,
We were so close to like a new narrative, a new story. I'm kind of sick of it. At the same time, next week's tease, it looks like she finally gives him a taste of his own medicine, and I'm so excited.
What do you think that is going through Luke's head when he leaves and then he comes just barging back in?
I think he really wants to win her back, but he keeps just saying the same exact thing over and over again. He's not really thinking, and he's not really, you know, he's not really good at like looking back at himself.
Yeah, no self-reflection or self-awareness, right?
Self-awareness.
It's so weird when he stepped back and then was like yelling, "I want to fight for you." It's just all very bizarre.
He's just doing that because that's what she wanted him to do.
And let's just be real. It's working for him. I mean, she does respond well to everything he does, pretty much. And now to the point where, look, he ends up staying in the competition. She comes in, scolds all the guys. What do you make of the way she is kind of looking in terms of the way, you know, she's defending him with the other dudes?
I mean, ABC should pay her a babysitter's wage at this point because, listen, Luke P is no saint, but at the same time, the other men are being so immature and making this journey about this male rivalry instead of focusing on their connections with Hannah, besides Pete, who I think is an angel.
Yeah, Pilot Pete.
Yeah.
You actually kind of agree with her that they're causing a lot of the drama too, and that they should stay in their lane?
I do. I really do. I mean, like, he's a distraction. You let him win when you play along and you make it all about a feud.
Yeah. Do you think at all that she shouldn't have scolded them, or maybe she's stirring the pot more by kind of leaving him around?
No, I think she should have scolded them. You know, they kept harping on the fact that he brought up people's names on his one-on-one, but really Hannah did ask Luke P what he was thinking. And so you really can't fault him for answering a question.
I don't know. I just felt like maybe it was a little bit of a bad look for her when she yelled at all of them, because not all of them are in. I mean, did Tyler C do anything wrong? I don't know. Peter the pilot? It's his fault for being a psycho?
I agree.
There is a pile-on, though. I mean, all the guys sort of pile on him. It just seems like the thing to do. We finally get to the rose ceremony where Grant, Kevin, and Devin are eliminated, sent home. She chats with the remaining guys, revealing that she feels defeated. Competition gets harder as the weeks go on and on. Hannah already seems drained. Michelle, is she gonna make it here? I mean, she kind of has to, but like, do you think this is actually gonna end in an authentic relationship?
I think Hannah will be okay. Like you mentioned Tyler, you mentioned Pete. Those guys have given every indication that they're here for the right reasons and that they are interested in pursuing a relationship with her. It's a road bump, but she'll survive.
It's weird because you've got two things going on. One thing is guys like that seem more appealing because they're not in the fray of the middle of the argument. On the other hand, all of them piling on makes Luke P seem like this appealing bad boy to her.
I know.
That's so
right?
true.
It almost builds him up.
Because some of us like the drama.
I agree. I think the hard thing too is she's only dated 5 people or kissed 5 people in her life, she said, before The Bachelor. And so I think she's still finding out like what all the flavors of men are. And so what's good is at the end of this, she'll hopefully get all of that out of her system. And if she does get engaged, he'll actually be the one because she'll be sure.
Caila, you also know, I mean, Hannah has been on the other side. She's been through the process like you have.
Right.
What do you think that she's actually personally struggling with at this point?
I think she's struggling with, you know, her own emotions and really trusting those because, you know, she doesn't want to be embarrassed in front of America for falling in love with Luke P.
Yeah.
And I think she doesn't just trust how she feels.
Yeah.
It's deceiving, you know? She's a little indecisive, and I get that. I've been there.
It's like when you're dating someone and your friends don't like him, but you can't quit him.
Yes.
I can relate to this.
Yeah, right.
I think a lot of us can. So you kind of do see what she's going through. So then the rest of the episode is this recap with Chris Harrison, which was so weird. I thought maybe Hannah was quitting because I was confused why this was happening. Did anything stick out to you on the recap, Michelle?
Honestly, I was half paying attention because it was so boring, but Caila pointed out something about Hannah talking about her zit, and how it was actually kind of endearing and funny
that was
and quirky.
That was the only thing. I forgot what the name of the zit was, but you know, we've all been there. We name our zits, and I was like,
Marcus, it was Marcus.
Yes, nobody wants to be a Marcus.
And she eliminated that one dude and called him Marcus or Scott or something.
That actually should have been. That was really funny.
Yeah.
But she's been through a lot, so it did really highlight the ups and downs. Why do you think she ultimately decided to stay?
Why do I think Hannah's decided to stay? I think
It
because
seemed like she was gonna quit.
Because she contractually can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally can't.
I think she is trying to give guys more time, and I think she just needed this break for herself. So whether they took like a week off from filming or they lost footage, whatever it is, she needed a break.
I think it felt like, honestly, I was watching it and I was saying to my wife, like, what happened? Something went wrong on that date and they just had to make up an episode.
I think that's a conspiracy theory. I don't
But it
think
was
that
like,
they
why did
lost
we
and
need,
lost
or do we
footage.
need a recap because everyone felt like we didn't know any of the other guys besides
I
Luke
don't
P?
know.
I don't know.
I don't know their names, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. But next week looks explosive and crazy dramatic, so maybe they were just trying to buy some time for, I think, what's going to shape up to be an incredible episode.
I was just gonna ask you, what are your predictions for next week? Because it does look very dramatic.
Well, we saw that Luke P has an issue with Hannah. He sort of sex shames her and implies that if she were to go into the fantasy suite with anyone else, he would not be interested in marrying
And he'd
her.
leave the show. He said, I'll leave if
Yeah,
you're doing that.
and
Yeah.
she utters the iconic line, "I've had sex and Jesus still loves me." So we've been waiting for this moment, and it's coming.
Well, she was blown away, literally stood up and was like, I can't believe you just said that to me.
Yeah.
Although I would say that it's an interesting, I can't wait to see how this plays out because it's something that's so serious to people that you would want to have a serious discussion about your expectations about the sex life with someone that you're maybe going to marry, right?
Right.
So no matter what you think of it, you want to have the discussion. So he's getting more real for sure. Let's move on from that and take one last look at our People poll. We've been asking you if you think contestants deserve second chances. Here's the result. A big
no way, trust your gut. I know, nothing ever good comes out of someone coming back, right?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
And in this situation, it's like, why are you wasting your time? You got literally like a dozen other people to that you seem to be getting along with.
That are so cute.
Yeah.
That are
Jed,
so
come on,
cute.
Jed.
Tyler.
Pilot Pete. Pilot
Yeah,
Pete.
and like aren't in the drama.
All right.
And Pilot Pete, you get like free flights the rest of your life. Like, you
Think ahead.
Well, at least next week won't be a recap, so that's something to look forward to. Caila, Michele, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Guys, if you want to follow along, you can catch The Bachelorette Monday nights on ABC.
All right, guys, coming up tomorrow, country star Tyler Rich stops by to talk all about his breakout hit, The Difference, and his fiancée, Sabina Gadecki.
Plus, we're breaking down Eva Longoria's steamy new summer show, Grand Hotel, with one of its stars, Rosalind Sanchez.
I watched it last night and really liked it.
Yeah? Good?
Guilty pleasure drama. Yep.
Nice. All right, thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Mary Wilson. Bye.
Bye, guys.
I'm Mary Wilson, and this is one last thing. The last vacation I took was a surprise vacation in Fort Myers, Florida, and I had an absolute ball. My last big hit record was 19 on the dance chart, and it was called It's Time to Move On, and it was my first release in about 25 years. The last time I forgot the lyrics to one of my hit songs was at the Carlisle. Okay, I was singing the one supreme songs in my show, My World is Empty Without You, and I forgot the entire first verse. And guess what? The audience sang it with me. They sang it for me.